All right. Now, in these segments of this is called Oh Hell Nah. This is going to be real quick hits, y'all. The purpose of me doing this is to just get off my mind what I see going on. So it's going to be a real quick hitter. Now, today's All Hell Nah. I'm chilling, minding my business. MSNBC has put out for Black History Month. Enslaved Black Americans built America's most treasured landmarks. So actually, they put this out on February 7th. So you can go on MSNBC and listen to what he's saying. But basically, it's saying the White House, U.S. Capitol, and several other treasured American landmarks were built by enslaved Black Americans. Poor record keeping and indifferences by early historians make it nearly impossible to know every contribution Black Americans made to our most foundational buildings and structures. But there is no doubt who did most of the work. All right, then, player. Now, this is not directed, of course, at the actual news delivery person. This is to the MSNBC brand, establishment, mainstream media with yet another bull crap. Hence, this segment called All Hell Nah. Now, if you means to tell me, to tell me that enslaved Africans, all right, because basically that's what y'all are saying, that enslaved folk, because that's the narrative you give, that enslaved Black folks / melanated folks were Africans. So you minks to tell me that they built, let me go back to the list. Let me go back to the list now, because I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie upon these people. They built the White House, U.S. Capitol, and several other landmarks. Players, playettes. The mere makeup, the structural of those particular quote landmarks, I'm looking at it, and it is a Romanistic Greek style. So now this is the narrative you wants to come out with, that you wants to claim that slaves that came over on a boat from said Africa, whom was stripped from their language and culture, they were able to build these massive structures, which, by the way, so happened to be in the Roman and Greek style. That so happened to be in the same style built across this planet in other civilizations that allegedly and supposedly had nothing to do with Rome. You're telling me that African slaves now, built this. Where did they get this knowledge for such type buildings? Who taught them? How did they get so skilled? See, these are the perpetual lies that keeps being put upon the populace to keep the game going of who is whom and who did what when. So mainstream media, your slip is showing, boo. It's showing. So now that you want to start giving melanated Americans, aka Black, aka African American, or whatever else title you want to slap on, Negro, everything but the indigenous people of America, everything but the Black Europeans of America, everything but the Black Europeans that founded the American. everything but the black Europeans that brought over the Roman style European system in politics, law, and way of life. And guess what? The architecture. So would it not make more sense that because those first real, quote, quote, settlers, invaders, however you want to categorize them, even down to the founding fathers, some of them were melanated, aka black, wouldn't it make more logical sense that that's why black folk are associated with building these structures? Because these structures are remnants of their homeland. They built these structures in the same setting of the Roman Empire, which sits across or sits on the throne of the entire planet. Hence is the reason why you can go anywhere on the planet, and if you see a seat of government, you see these buildings built in that architectural style. So I'm calling a oh hell no out to NBC with yet again your rhetoric. So instead of now whitewashing history, now you want to blackitize it. And even with your blackitize, it is still very much grossly inaccurate. Because if you admit that black Europeans ran everything, that black Europeans designed and built these structures, then you would have to admit, well, what was the role of the white folk? When did the white folk come into play? How did those black Europeans get over here? Then you would have to admit true history. Not history. You would have to admit the truth. So I'm calling out a all hell no on MSNBC and your versionist of quote, quote, black melanated history. You've been put on notice. We're watching. We're watching. And all of these lies and all of these untruths will be revealed to the entire populace. So I'm just here to put you on notice, to call out the bull, and to give you a resounding all hell no.